Hello, my friend, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Daily. My name is Aaron Machbitz. Let's talk about, let's react, let's give my honest review about the 2026 Royal Rumble. First off, congratulations, Liv Morgan, your 2026 Women's Royal Rumble winner, and congratulations to the Tribal Chief, the head of the table, the god of WWE, Roman Reigns, your 2026 Men's Royal Rumble winner. Now, what do we think of the show? Well, Liv Morgan basically was picked by me and every single wrestling commentator on the planet, and it was the right decision by WWE to give Liv Morgan the win here. She is a superstar. She is one of the, if not the most over wrestler in the women's division. I would say like her, Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, and Io Sky are the most over women in the women's division and the most popular and the best, and Liv Morgan has just worked her ass off. She's been in all 9 Royal Rumbles. She's gotten better and better and better and better and better, and just time under tension, and gotten better at her craft, and is super over and has great matches, and it's like her character and her facials and her promos, just everything about her presentation is spot on. She's worked really hard at it, and I can't wait to see her actually win and beat Stephanie McMahon at WrestleMania 42. I think that's the direction they're headed in. Or they have Raquel Rodriguez beat Stephanie McMahon, and you have a Judgment Day feud battle going into WrestleMania 42. Because you could have sort of a Triple H Batista type situation where, Triple H turns on Batista, where Raquel turns on Liv Morgan. So I think Liv Morgan is probably going to be at her best here as a babyface. People already really, really love her, and she just flips over to like the good side potentially, and she becomes a big-time babyface, then wins the strap at WrestleMania 42. You have Raquel Rodriguez potentially beat Stephanie McMahon on Monday for the women's world title. Stephanie McMahon does something else, and then boom, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez feud big time Judgment Day style for the title, and Liv Morgan takes that title at WrestleMania 42. Or you just have Raquel Rodriguez lose, Stephanie McMahon holds the title, and you have Stephanie versus Liv at WrestleMania 42. But it's almost a guarantee that at WrestleMania 42, Liv Morgan becomes the new Women's World Champion. And then you assume, since we didn't see Bianca Belair at the Royal Rumble, I think she's going to return at Elimination Chamber. She'll win that. She'll face Jade Cargill at WrestleMania, and you'll see Bianca Belair beat Jade Cargill at WrestleMania, and Bianca Belair will become the new champion for SmackDown. So I think you're going to have 2 new women's champions when you leave WrestleMania, one being Bianca Belair and one being Liv Morgan. So that's sort of on the women's side. The Royal Rumble match itself for the women was okay. The first half of it was like pretty boring and pretty bad. It picked up in the second half a lot, so kind of saved the whole show, and then Liv Morgan winning saved the whole match because everyone loves Liv Morgan. Everyone wanted her to win. She's been runner-up a couple times. She's been in all 9 Royal Rumbles, like unbelievable type stuff from Liv Morgan. So again, the first half of that match was trash. The second half was a little bit better, but her winning was great. And then her post-show, like sort of they had on YouTube, her reaction to that, just running around and screaming and being genuinely very fucking excited to be winning the Royal Rumble, and genuinely like proud of her work is like the best part about it. And so again, congratulations, Liv Morgan. Match itself, not very good. Really happy about Liv Morgan. And then the prospects of her winning the championship at WrestleMania 42 fire me up. And then any chance there is of Jade Cargill not being champion anymore is something that fires me up. I don't even think she's defended her fucking title once. She's a horrible champion. She can't wrestle in the ring. Get her the fuck out of the title picture. Hopefully Bianca Belair comes back and wins. I would even wouldn't mind even if Jordynne Grace beat Jade Cargill. Someone beat Jade Cargill, get her back out of anywhere else, out of wrestling matches. That's why she's not even wrestling matches, because WWE doesn't even trust her enough to wrestle matches to defend her championship, because she's bad in the ring. Now, her presentation is great. Who gives a fuck? Right? But she's not wrestling matches, she's not defending her title. So have Jordynne Grace beat her, have Bianca Belair beat her, have someone beat her. But it would be cool if Bianca Belair, right, returned at Elimination Chamber and then beat Jade Cargill at WrestleMania, and then Liv Morgan becomes the champion there at WrestleMania as well. So you have that. And then you move on to the next match of the night, was AJ Styles versus Gunther. This is by far the match of the night. Not even close. Best thing that happened on the show was this match. By far. Best thing that happened on the show. This is one of the best matches I've ever seen. This is what happens when you have 2 unbelievably skilled professional wrestlers who've been doing this over 20 years, who know exactly who they are in the ring, how to execute, and how to tell a story. If you're a young wrestler, this is what you should be looking at. All these fucking young wrestlers run around doing all these dumb spots, and they can't even throw a punch that makes it look real. They can't even throw a strike that looks real. If you are a wrestler, there's a foundational aspect of who you are as a professional wrestler, and that has to be being able to throw a punch that looks legit and real so your opponent can sell it and react to it. That does build drama. It's a fight. It's a theatrical experience that you're displaying. It's not this like choreographed mumbo jumbo crap where all you do is run around and avoid and run around and avoid. There's got to be some sort of meat and bones in there. Talk to Stone Cold Steve Austin. Talk to Bret Hart. Talk to Gunther and AJ Styles and watch how these guys work. Like, there's a place for it all. But if all you do is this hocus pocus choreographed garbage, it's never going to come across as good as the Gunther and AJ Styles match, where it's a ground and pound. AJ Styles still does sweet moves. He still runs around the ring. He still does great moves, and he has high flying, and he has high spots, and all these types of things. And so does Gunther with all the stuff that he does. But all the other stuff is so well executed: the timing, the pacing, the strikes, the intensity, the selling. All of that has to be mixed in there. And so watch that match. Understand why people like that match. It was fucking awesome. Now, did I really, really, really think that AJ Styles was going to retire? No, but he did. And now there's two rumors swirling around. One rumor is that he just wanted to be done with WWE, and he's going to go wrestle in TNA, AEW, and New Japan. He's going to have his own farewell tour outside of WWE, and he's going to have some of the matches that he's wanted to have without being in WWE. He's going to have that sort of last ride this year, and then he's going to hang it up. But Triple H is convinced that AJ Styles does not want to wrestle anymore, and that's why they did what they did. Now, we'll see what actually comes to fruition. Is AJ Styles a man of his word? Was Triple H telling the truth? These things we'll have to wait and see to see if what's true. If AJ Styles actually does just want to be done wrestling, or he's just telling that to Triple H so that he can go in New Japan, TNA, and AEW and sort of finish out the career. His amazing, unbelievable career with some matches that he's never had, or is he really done? But all in all, like, AJ Styles is one of the best to ever do it. John Cena's on record saying he is the best to ever do it. So thank you, AJ Styles. Every single wrestler of his caliber and his stature deserves to be given their flowers. So I hope that there's a celebration on Monday Night Raw. There's a celebration on SmackDown. There's a celebration of AJ Styles, at least for like a week, a couple days, something to really cement the fact that AJ Styles is one of the best to ever do it. And generations of wrestlers have been influenced by the way he works, and they should and will be continue to be influenced by the way he works. And people should really, really be giving AJ his flowers on social, on SmackDown, in the locker room, on Raw, as much as humanly possible. AJ Styles deserves it, and that was the absolute best match of the night. Best match I've seen in a very, very long time. AJ Styles versus Nakamura was also awesome. Didn't love the first half of it, loved the second half of it, but loved AJ Styles versus Gunther. And then you go to the second best match of the night, which was Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre. People are still convinced at some point that Sami Zayn is going to win the big one. Sami Zayn is never going to fucking win the big one. He might win the World Heavyweight Championship, but Sami Zayn is not going to win the WWE Undisputed Championship. He is a guy that gets very, 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 very close and never gets it done. Because not everyone can be World Heavyweight Champion or WWE Undisputed Champion. It is not for everyone. That's what makes the belt prestigious. That's what makes being the top guy prestigious. Sami Zayn is not going to win the Royal Rumble next year. He wasn't even in this year's Royal Rumble. He lost to Drew McIntyre. It was a fantastic match. Now you think, where does Sami Zayn go from here? Because he always gets very close and then falls back down. So who's he going to feud with? Maybe it's a Trick Williams. That would be a cool feud, I think, for Trick Williams to get his feet wet, because Trick Williams needs a lot of work when it comes to his in-ring ability, his striking ability, his execution, his pacing, and his timing, and someone as good as Sami Zayn in the ring can help him with that. So that was a fantastic match. Drew McIntyre retains the WWE Undisputed Championship. And then you move on to the Royal Rumble. Two important things happened in the Royal Rumble. One is that Braun Breaker got attacked before he even entered the ring. Who was it? Some say it's Logan Paul. Some say it's Finn Balor. Finn Balor makes a lot of sense. Felt disrespected after Monday Night Raw. Was the one to end Monday Night Raw after beating CM Punk. And he hates the Vision. Now maybe he hates the Vision, or he was trying to earn his spot or do whatever he can. So he attacks Braun Breaker, does a curb stomp, does a super kick. Maybe he was hired by Seth Rollins. Or maybe it was Logan Paul to prevent one of the Vision members from winning, because Logan Paul wanted to win because he was so quick to pick Braun Breaker on Monday night. So you have those couple options there. We know we already saw Austin Theory be the first Masked Man, And Triple H loves to reuse and recycle things because since the Masked Man of Austin Theory did so well and people loved it and it was like a big explosion when he got revealed, might as well do it again. Might as well run it back, baby. Like Jey Uso style, run it back. So who's the Masked Man? Could be Logan Paul. Could be Finn Balor. Could be a random person that Seth Rollins hired because you know when Seth Rollins comes back, there's going to be a massive feud between Seth Rollins and company, whoever he has, and the Vision. So we'll see where that goes. So that was huge. And then we had some cool spots throughout the Royal Rumble. Not the 2026 men's Royal Rumble match wasn't like fucking incredible. It was fine. It was fine. Obafemi, great showing like everyone predicted. The rumor now is that Obafemi is going to face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, and then Gunther is going to retire Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam in Minneapolis in, I think it's August, SummerSlam. So that's going to be another notch in Gunther's career killer sort of mantra mystique that he's building. But Brock Lesnar is probably going to lose to Obafemi at WrestleMania and then retire at SummerSlam against Gunther. Now, so that's that. So you saw that happen. You saw Drew McIntyre attack Cody Rhodes on the apron to eliminate him. So maybe that's setting up something different. And then eventually Roman Reigns won. I'm not sure why Jey Uso was actually in the Royal Rumble. They made a huge mistake last year by giving Jey Uso the 2025 Royal Rumble win. Huge mistake. His solo act did not work out, even though he's very popular still. Audiences love him, and he sells a bunch of merch. He can't crack it in the ring, and the solo experience of Jey Uso is done, and they sort of made a mockery of him, and then during his entrance, Brock Lesnar got eliminated, which was a bad job by WWE, so the whole thing was fucking bad. But eventually, Gunther makes it to the very end, and Roman Reigns throws Gunther out. Roman Reigns wins. Now, I'm totally fine with Roman Reigns winning because Roman Reigns is the guy in WWE, but he doesn't need the win. Roman Reigns could have showed up on Raw or SmackDown and challenged any of the champions. He could have said, Drew McIntyre, me and you, WrestleMania, and everyone would be like, yes! Because he's the man. Roman Reigns could do whatever he wants. Or he could go to Raw and say, CM Punk, we're wrestling a WrestleMania main event. And everyone would be like, yes, great. So he doesn't need the win. He doesn't need what he needs to do is show up on a week-to-week basis and pick back up WWE television and be the guy that Roman Reigns is supposed to be. He's the god of WWE. The aura and the vibe changes when he is around, and so it's really important for Roman Reigns to be there on a consistent basis. But we know now he's the 2026 Royal Rumble winner. Who is he going to challenge? I think it's going to be CM Punk, but I hate that idea because that means CM Punk is in the main event of Night 2 of WrestleMania, and I hate that because I hate CM Punk. Because the rumor is still, so you saw Drew McIntyre kick the head of Cody Rhodes. Their feud is not done. They want to continue to have Cody Rhodes in the title picture for reasons I don't understand. Cody Rhodes needs to get out of the title picture and feud with Randy Orton. That's what he needs to do. Get Cody Rhodes out of the title picture. Give the fans a break from Cody Rhodes being champion. Get him out of the title picture. Get him in an intense feud with Randy Orton and let that just marinate for a bit. But what WWE wants to do is make it a Jacob Fought 2 versus Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania, main event, night 1. Do I love that? Sure. Do I think it's going to be a great match? Do I love that? No. Do I think it's going to be a great match? Yes. Do I actually see Jacob Fought 2 winning? Yes. Do I realistically see Cody Rhodes winning back his title in night 1 of WrestleMania? Yes. Because WWE is obsessed with Cody Rhodes being the WWE Undisputed Champion because he does so much work for the company behind the scenes that nobody sees. And business is really good for WWE right now. They're making more money than they've ever made, even though most fans are more unhappy than they ever have been. Imagine that twist right there. And so I think that's what's going to happen. Because of that triple threat match, you're going to see Roman Reigns challenge CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship at night 2 of WrestleMania. I just don't like Roman Reigns being the world champion because that's a lower tier belt than the WWE Undisputed Championship. But to make an argument against myself, if Roman Reigns wins the World Heavyweight Championship in night 2 of WrestleMania against CM Punk, that world title now becomes the most prestigious title because Roman Reigns has it. And so he could elevate that title very, very much. And then whoever ends up beating Roman Reigns for that title is now a superstar and gets skyrocketed. So there's an idea as well. So I think that's, as of right now, as of fucking February 1st, 2026, I think you're going to see the night 1 WrestleMania main event is going to be Cody versus Drew versus Jacob, with Cody or Jacob winning. I think Drew losing. And then night 2 main event is going to be CM Punk versus Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns ending the show, ending WrestleMania as your new World Heavyweight Champion. As of right now, that's what I think. And then some other developments will come out because of what happened at the 2026 Royal Rumble. But I give the overall show of the 2026 Royal Rumble about a 5.5, maybe 6. Some of the highlights I discussed. But best match of the night, easily by far, was Gunther versus AJ Styles. And then you got to think, Gunther lost the Royal Rumble. What's his plan now? Is Chris Jericho actually going to come back? Is Gunther going to retire Chris Jericho? What's Gunther going to do at WrestleMania? Can Gunther win the Elimination Chamber? Like, all of these things are up in the air now that he's just retiring everyone. And they could have capitalized on that hatred that people have for Gunther right now by having him win the Royal Rumble. But instead, they went with the for sure pick of Roman Reigns and him going against CM Punk or Drew McIntyre. I prefer Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania, and then I prefer someone else going against CM Punk, potentially a Braun Breaker, LA Knight, Gunther, whatever the case may be. But it looks like it's going to be those two matches, and that is what it is. And things will change as we progress into more of the Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania season and things of that nature. But as I sit here right now, that's my ideas. Those are my reactions to the 2026 Royal Rumble. Congratulations to Liv and Roman Reigns. But I'd love to know what you think in the comments down below. Then like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Lots of love. Cheers.